People practice Dharma in different ways according to their personal aspirations and inclinations. Some are drawn to ethical precepts, while others cannot stand them and prefer a completely open approach to Dharma. If we want to understand different kinds of people in order to help them, a basic understanding of Dharma is needed. Otherwise, we might fall into the error of creating absolute standards. Such a prescriptive attitude which would make us cut people off from the teachings through failing to understand how to approach them in their own context. Without basic insight, we might exclude those who do not feel inclined to monastic ordination. We might exclude monks from the Vajrayana, or we might exclude women from the Dharma altogether. The basic insight of Dharma comes from an understanding of the fundamental nature of mind. Ignorance of how to use Dharma properly just turns into a disorganized hodgepodge, a source of self-oppression and busyness. It just causes a lot of trouble. You cannot eat, you cannot sleep, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot make love, you cannot get drunk. An inability to implement Dharma skillfully makes it completely useless. But when properly applied, Dharma can be a source of ultimate happiness. There used to be many monks in Tibet, some of whom were very open-minded in their outlook. They kept their precepts and functioned entirely as monks, but they did not criticize people or judge their standards. They were equally willing to teach men or women, monks or nuns, or lay people, whether the students seemed to others to be appropriate vessels for the teachings or not. They did not make any judgments about the matter because they understood the essential quality of the precepts. Thoughts of violating their precepts, such as the impulse to get drunk or to sleep with a woman, just did not occur to them, so they did not feel it necessary to impose ideas about them on anyone else. But there was another type of monk who adopted monastic precepts rather like objects and tried to avoid all the situations that are prohibited in the sutras. For example, it is said that a monk should not talk with a woman or walk along a road within a certain distance of a woman. These monks would try to avoid each and every one of those situations literally and would become so tense that they would actually be afraid. If a woman came within a foot of them, they would jump in fear. It is most important to keep a completely open mind about everything. Then all the principles of Dharma will be your friends. If you approach Dharma with a rigid attitude, all its principles will become your enemies. In the Kagyu tradition, it is said that if Dharma is practiced as it should be practiced, it can only lead to liberation. But if it is practiced against its own principles, it will lead back into the lower realms.